Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I've been to the top of the mountain, brother. But what you got to realize here, man, when I body slammed Andre the Giant, the whole wrestling world shook at Hulk Hogan's feet, brother. What's going on, guys? G Funky Boxing here. This is an off topic for the channel. You guys know we talk mostly about boxing here, but I have done videos on other things. For most of you that have been here for quite some time with me, you all know that I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. I know quite a few of you out there are as well, because we've had these conversations here on this channel. And today, some very sad news came out early this morning here on my side of the country. The reports of Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, has passed away at the age of 71. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. That when I heard that news, I was standing out in the kitchen with my kids, wasn't looking at the TV, but I had the news on in the background. And when I heard the news anchor say TMZ reports Hulk Hogan passed away, literally felt like I got punched in the stomach, man. Pro wrestling for me, guys, is it was a big part of my childhood, huge part of my childhood. I'm sure some of you out there can relate to that. Growing up in the 80s like I did, and all through the 90s, I was a huge wrestling fan. I spent so much time, especially as a young kid. I'm talking from ever since I can remember, guys, watching pro wrestling. Hulk Hogan was the guy. I mean, he defeated the Iron Sheik, I believe it was 1984, to become the heavyweight champion of the world. That's the year I was born. So, like, my father, he was a huge wrestling fan as well. So, of course, that trickled down to me. I have a lot of his old VHS tapes of pro wrestling, and not just WWF, other territories too at the time he would watch. But, I mean, for me, I was just a young kid. Hulk Hogan was my favorite wrestler for many, many, many years. What's going on, Bruce Gass? And I know you're a huge wrestling fan as well. I'm sure you're sad to hear this news of Hulk Hogan passing on. Just an absolute icon in pro wrestling and also in pop culture, man. Like, everyone knows who Hulk Hogan is. And there's certain things, man, that a lot of the younger generation won't understand, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are much younger than me that are subscribed here that watch today's wrestling. And it's guys, it's not even close to what it used to be when Hulk Hogan was the guy at the top, right? And quite often you'll hear older guys like myself say, you really don't know what it was like back then when Hulk Hogan was at the top of his game. But today, with social media, you're really starting to see the impact that he had on so many people. There's a lot of people out there that are paying their respects to Hogan today on all platforms that I'm on. Here with my buddy, another huge pro wrestling fan and a Hulkamaniac like myself, Joseph Heron. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I tell you what, brother.
Look, and you know me, man. You've known me now on a personal level for a very long time,
Yeah.
right? And what do I always call you and everyone I know?
Brother.
That's right. And why do you think I call everyone brother? It's because of Hulk Hogan.
Yes, the immortal Hulk Hogan.
And no one really, unless they know me on a personal level, no one knows that about me, but you do. And I've been telling people that, and they're like, "Oh, wow, I never put that together." But yeah, you call everyone brother. Yes, so did he.
Yes, he did. And I was just touching on right now the impact not only on pro wrestling that Hogan had, but again, pop culture. He's an icon in pop culture as well. And again, we're seeing it today with people all over social media. But I just want to read a few things here that I seen this morning since the news broke today. This is from Vince McMahon, guys, who put this out today. He says the world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time. Someone
Yep.
who was loved and admired all around the world. He was a trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from wrestling star to global phenomenon. His
Yep.
grit and unbridled thirst for success was unparalleled and made him a consummate performer. He gave everything he had to the audience whom he appreciated and respected and loved. He leaves us with one of his favorite expressions: train, take your vitamins, and say your prayers. Today, we pray for him. Wow.
That's it.
Unbelievable, Joseph.
That's it. The prayers, the vitamins, and the demandments. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's and it's funny. I just this is what an impact he left, man, on my life. And my little brother sent me a sad face and said, I feel like I lost another brother.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? Like I was just saying this just before you came on that like I spent so much time watching wrestling as a young kid. And again, I'm saying this ever since I can remember. I've been watching pro wrestling. And Hogan, again, the top guy in the business at the time. I almost feel like I lost a friend this morning hearing this news. He was there every weekend watching WWF Superstars, and then of course the Saturday night's main events and the pay-per-views, the WrestleManias. Like, man, this is a tough one, Joe. This is a tough one, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. It's and you know me, man, how emotional and how spiritual I am. This has been a tough day.
Definitely has been.
I had a tough day earlier this week, 2 days ago,
With Ozzy, yeah.
with my hero Ozzy Osbourne.
And here's the Oz man here, Kamikaze.
Kamikaze. Yep. What is this that stands before me? Yeah, look, I'll be honest. This has been a very difficult week.
Yeah, and then
and yeah,
I
dude,
just seen the news. Chuck
what's going
Mangione.
on?
Oh my God, the great
What's
flugelhorn player.
next? Who are we gonna lose next? Emmett Smith?
No, don't say that.
Honestly, I say this in jest, but who are we gonna lose next? Ronald McDonald, because when I was a kid, those were my brothers, those were my buddies. I loved Ronald McDonald. I loved Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Hogan. Dude, you know what? I just had a scary thought. We're gonna lose Captain Kirk next, man.
Oh, Shatner. Boy, I want to read a few more things here from some people.
One of my heroes when I was a kid too. Jeez.
I want to read something here on Instagram from another great wrestling figure from the 80s and the 90s, Jake the Snake Roberts. And he says here, it's hard to put into words what Terry Hulk Hogan Bollea meant to professional wrestling and entertainment. He may be gone, but his memory and legacy will live forever. Rest in peace, Hulkster. And he's absolutely right, man. Hogan, the person, Terry Bollea, the character, Hulk Hogan might be gone, but the legacy and the impact that he left on professional wrestling will never go away, Joseph. And I'm seeing all the people, and again, a lot of people younger than myself saying things about Hulk Hogan today and about how, they grew up watching him as well, younger than me. That tells me that, yeah, Hogan's legacy is going to be here for a very, very long time, man. He was the man.
I just had to play that, guys.
That
It's
was
like,
nice, man.
yeah, man, I'm having a hard time with this. And honestly, it sounds to a lot of people, it may sound trivial, it may sound tough, but look, on my channel, I just put out a video, and the only thing that's making me feel good about everything is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And once again, and the understanding and the knowledge that Perry or Hulk has always had Jesus Christ in his life. And two, boy, this is a big one. Ozzy, in the
Yeah.
last years of his life, found Jesus.
Yeah. Yep. I heard the same thing, and want to read one more thing that I saw this morning that I want to share with you guys, and then from here on out, we're just going to share some memories, some of the great matches and angles that Hogan was involved in, and we want you guys as well in the chat to share some of your favorite moments of Hulk Hogan. But this one here is from this one here is from another wrestling icon in Nature Boy Ric Flair. And he says, I'm absolutely shocked to hear about the passing of my close friend Hulk Hogan. Hulk has been by my side since we started in the wrestling business. An incredible athlete, talent, friend, and father. Our friendship meant the world to me. He was always there for me, even when I didn't ask for him to be. He was one of the first to visit me when I was in the hospital with a 2% chance of living, and he prayed by my bedside. Hulk also lent me money when Reed was sick. Hulkster, no one will ever compare to you. Rest in peace, my friend. And that is from, again, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, guys. Looks like we lost Joseph here, but I'm sure he'll be back on in a second. But the one thing with Hulk Hogan, and again, I talked about the pop culture thing here. Yeah, him and Vince, man, they were a huge part of getting pro wrestling into that mainstream light here in this country.
Well, hey, brother, it's not just him and Vince. It was Sly, too.
Right.
Thunderlip in the flesh, baby.
Yeah, his appearance in Rocky 3.
And fighting the ultimate meatball.
The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball. Yes, sir.
Oh, man, that's what put Hogan and WWF on the map, brother. And
Yeah.
yes, I'm always going to say WWF.
Yes, I can't stand WWE. It's always going to be WWF to me.
Yeah.
And
You remember before every single event, G Funky, we heard the great voice, the buttery voice of Mean Gene Oakland.
Yes.
WWF, what the world is watching.
That's it. It'll always be WWF, man.
Yes, indeed.
Like a poser, brother.
And Hogan was a part of that crossover. They called it the Rock and Wrestling Connection. Remember that, Joseph, in the 80s?
Yeah, with Cyndi Lauper, and yeah, I sure do. Rick Derringer and
yes. And the funny thing, we brought up Derringer and the iconic music of Hulk Hogan, the Real American
yeah, he
song.
made it. He made it.
Rick Derringer, again, he passed away earlier this year too. But it's funny. A lot of people don't know this about that song, but originally that song was meant for the tag team called the U.S. Express, which was Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham in the
Mike
WWF.
Rotunda, IRS.
Yes, exactly.
And Barry Windham, the Widowmaker.
They were the U.S. Express when they were at their time in the early 80s in WWF. Hogan, because again, you brought it up, because he was in Rocky 3 with Sylvester Stallone and Mr. T. And again, he brought Mr. T to WrestleMania 1. His original song they walked out to was Eye of the Tiger from that soundtrack, Rocky 3. And then a few years later, they changed it to A Real American. And of course, everyone relates that song now to Hulk Hogan. But yeah, originally not his theme.
In the immortal words of Johnny Carson, I did not know that.
Man, great memories with Hulk Hogan. You and I talk about this all the time, Joseph, off the air, because we don't really talk about wrestling a lot on our boxing channels. But our private conversations when we talk about wrestling, the angle that they came up with for WrestleMania 3,
The giant betrayal.
yes, to sell out the Pontiac Silverdome of 93,000 people, Joseph,
Guys,
for Hulk Hogan
honestly,
versus Andre.
it doesn't get any better than the giant betrayal in wrestling.
Nope.
That to me, that was like at that time, everyone was talking about who shot JR, and I'm sorry. To me, I couldn't have cared less. I was all about the giant betrayal. I couldn't believe that Andre had turned heel and he was with the Brain and the Heenan family.
Yes. That was something else, man. And then they did that little segment on Piper's Pit where Andre comes out and Joseph, you do such
You're
a great
bleeding.
Andre the Giant. Let's do it,
You're
man. Let's
bleeding.
hear it.
You listen to me, Hogan. I'm going to challenge you for your belt at WrestleMania 3, and I'm going to pin you. 1, 2, 3.
And then all of a sudden, say it ain't so, brother. Say it ain't so, Andre. Hey, you're bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding.
He rips the shirt and the cross off of Hogan's chest, and yeah, all the Hulkamaniacs were in shock.
We couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was much bigger than who shot JR. I'm sorry, guys.
Indeed, man. And then the match, look, here's the thing with that match. Was it the greatest match? No, it wasn't. And most people might not know this, but Andre was suffering at the time bad.
Yep. That's why they had this passing of the torch and he went heel.
Yes. And that's how big of a star Andre was, guys, because he had to put Hogan over so that Hogan can get in position to put the business where it needed to be. And that night in Pontiac Silverdome, 1987, when I picked up that dirty, stinky giant and slammed him in front of 93,000, brother.
They cheated.
That set the world on fire. People couldn't believe that he was able to pick up 7'5", 500 pounds of the nasty, stinky giant.
I could feel the snap, crackle, and pop in my back, brother.
And Hogan does say that he messed up his back or his something in his arm or his back from picking up Andre at the time. And again, Andre was compromised, guys. He had a terrible back at the time, could barely move. I mean, you could see during that match.
Yeah, he couldn't help him. Like usually when you look at someone doing a suplex, they get a lot of help from their opponent.
Yeah.
He couldn't help him at all. It was all Hogan lifting him.
Yeah, and if you see some, you can look it up here on YouTube, guys. Some of Andre the Giant's wrestling matches from the 70s and the early 80s before his health started to
would be
decline.
drop kick.
The guy could move, man. He was phenomenal in the ring. Great worker for a guy his size. And looking at the Hogan match, yeah, it was just like, man, you could tell he was in a lot of pain.
He looked like a big, forgive me for saying this, he looked like a big baby.
Yeah.
He looked like a big baby. He even looked like he had a diaper in the back.
Well, you could tell from looking at him, he had a heavy duty back brace on underneath his spandex outfit just to keep that back in place. And yeah, Andre again fought through the pain and was able to get through that match with Hogan. And then another great angle that came from this, just a few months later. Well, actually, no, I should say a year later. Saturday night's main event, Joseph. You know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the two Dave Hebners.
The double Hebner storyline where they screwed over Hulk Hogan, and I surrender the belt to Ted DiBiase.
I surrender my belt to Ted DiBiase.
How much for the plastic surgery, brother?
That was the greatest, man. I swear. And like the look on Hogan's face when he gives the belt over to DiBiase, and the DiBiase with that, he's all sweaty and his face is all red, and he's doing that that iconic laugh of his while Andre's putting that belt around him. Dude, that is some great television right there. And it's live too, Joseph.
Look,
Unbelievable stuff,
dude,
man.
I never missed an episode of Saturday Night's Main Event when I was a kid. And I'll say this. That's when kayfabe was at its greatest. And damn you, Vince Russo. Damn you. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. But that Saturday Night's Main Event, I believe it's still the most watched professional wrestling show in network television history. Over 33 million people tuned in to see that rematch between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. And the storyline was so good. Again, nobody knew that Dave Hebner had a twin brother.
That's right.
Earl Hebner.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes into the ring, and Hogan has to figure out which is the one that screwed him over. And then he finally decides which one it is, and he throws him out into the aisleway on top.
No, what I
PBS.
thought was amazing was when the real Dave Hebner snaps out of it and comes out, and he kicks his brother out of the ring. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yes, so good, man. Oh man, those days are long gone, Joseph, but the memories, man, will remain with me forever. And
look, and this said it all, right? This said it all, because Hulk Hogan, he wanted to do so many other things, like in not only music, he played guitar, but he also wanted to act. He also wanted to star in movies. And so Vince said, well, we need someone who's going to put WWE first. So you're going to have to relinquish that title at the Sky Dome in Toronto
to the Ultimate Warrior.
To the Ultimate Warrior. And look, those were heavy shoes to fill.
Yes.
Now, obviously, when you look at Andre, those are impossible shoes to fill, but Hulk did an amazing job and was the champ throughout the entire period until, was it 89 or 90? When was that?
1990 in the Sky Dome in Toronto. Yes.
Yep. And then how long was Ultimate Warrior's tenure as heavyweight champ?
Not even a year. A little bit, maybe about 10 months, I'd say. He lost it at the following Royal Rumble, which was every January. So yeah, it wasn't even a full year that he had a run with the belt. But you know, it's funny you bring that up. That was the first time that Hogan had been pinned clean in about 6 years, man. He was on a run, and you know, he really did need a break, guys. Can you imagine? I mean, just from when he won the belt from the Iron Sheik in 1984 all the way to 1990, losing that belt to the Ultimate Warrior at the time. What a run he was on. And
yeah, but that's how much everyone loved him, and that's how much he was to the company, where they tried to give him a break, and it's like, you know what?
Can't.
It wasn't the same.
Yep, it can't.
It wasn't the same, dude. And I'm sorry. I'll be honest. I lost a little interest at that time.
And you know, the Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior at the time, Jim Hellwig, who's passed away a few years back as well. Look, he was a phenomenal character at the time, and he was red hot. But like Joseph said, some big shoes to fill, man. And
to be honest,
the big
he'll
difference
always
between
be
the two,
here, Intercontinental title.
Yeah, and the big difference between those two guys, right? Characters, both big characters, but one guy loved the business, the other guy didn't, and that really showed when they put that belt on the Warrior. Hogan loved the professional wrestling business, and you know, he lived the pro wrestling wrestler's lifestyle, as were Hellwig was. Again, he was more of, you know, I'm just here to make money, you know, I don't really care about you know, my performance in the ring. And, you know, he had a lot of bad matches.
You could tell Hogan loved not only the business, but he loved the kids.
Yes.
And he even said this. He even said this when he went to WCW. He said he misses there being tons of kids at these events. And he said, unfortunately, he said, but it is a cool thing right now with the NWO when he turned heel. And he said, all of my kids 10 years ago, they all grew up and they're all right here.
Yep. And I'll be honest with you.
He was right.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Joseph. When he did turn heel and joined the NWO, I was happy. And I was a huge Hulkamaniac in the 80s.
That was
But I
a
was
stroke
happy.
of genius. I loved it. I loved it, man.
And I also want to say this too about like you said, oh boy, now I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, Joseph.
No, that's all right. I tell you what, I loved about that Bash at the Beach.
Oh
Was
yeah,
it Bash
yeah.
at the Beach?
Yes,
That
it
was it,
was.
right? Okay.
Yep.
Well, what I loved about that was hearing stupid Tony Schiavone's voice frozen when Hulk actually, did the leg drop over Macho Man. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say. I just remembered now. Okay, so like you said, the love of the kids and the ability to be in character and perform day in and day out with the WWF. That's something that Lex Luger talked about, because Luger, when he went over to WWF, he I'm getting an echo there, Joseph. I don't know if you have your are you there, Joe? Oh, I think I might have lost him. Anyway,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes. So yeah, when they tried to push Lex Luger to be the next American hero, right? Stars and Stripes, Lex Luger. And they put him on that bus, the Lex Express, to go drive around the country and lead up to SummerSlam, where he was going to fight the champion Yokozuna. Even he said, "Man, I can't do this day in and day out like a guy like Hulk Hogan would." And that's the guy who Vince was trying to replace. Yeah, it takes a really special person to do what Hogan did night in, night out during his run with WWF. So, yep, he's a guy. And again, in two different eras, guys, because remember, a lot of people call the 80s and the territory era the golden era of professional wrestling.
Oh,
Hogan at the top of it, Ric Flair and a lot of other guys, Macho Man, Randy Savage. But then that era transitioned to what we call the Attitude Era. And Hogan was a big part of that as well, because him turning heel in 1996 at the Bash at the Beach, yeah, that forced Vince to change the programming on his shows, you know? So once again, Hogan, the guy at the top, man, at the forefront of professional wrestling, even as it turned into more of I guess you could say young adult type content. You know what I'm saying?
I hated it. I'll be honest. I hate Vince Russo to this day. And you know me, brother. I've got nothing but love and kindness in my heart and forgiveness. But I'm sorry. Forgive me, Jesus. I hate Vince Russo.
No, I know what you mean, man. And remember you
It
told me
ruined
why.
everything. And dude, and Bret Hart telling the papers, exposing kayfabe.
Yeah.
I hate you too, brother. Do you hear what I said? I hate you too, brother. And dude, I can't help it now. And if you listen to my show and you listen to me on your podcast, I say that all the time and I can't help it now.
Yep.
I call everyone brother. Oh man, this is a tough one, man.
It is. It really is, man.
This is genuinely a tough one, man. Like, I feel like, do you remember on Aliens?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when the smartass is like, "This isn't happening, man. This isn't happening, man." Yeah, that's me. That's me, dude. That's me right now. I can't believe this. This is shocking, man.
It is, man. And another one of my favorite angles with Hogan was after the whole thing with Andre and the double Hebners, went on to form the Mega Powers with Macho Man Randy Savage.
SummerSlam, brother.
What a great run that was, man. Even though it wasn't that long, it was still a great run.
No, still the Mega Powers explode was amazing, dude.
Yep.
Lust Hogan.
Those eyes, they lust.
Yeah, I see him. With the lust in his eyes, brother. Yeah, dude. Randy Poffo just sold that, man.
He was fantastic too.
He was amazing, man. The lust in his eyes, brother.
You ever
Yeah.
see Hulk Hogan around? I don't
Look,
like Hogan. If he's been
The
around, I
Mega
don't want to
Powers
be here.
explode. What was that? SummerSlam '88.
It was WrestleMania 5 at Trump Plaza, 1989 when they wrestled. But yeah, they had a match against, I believe it was
Randy DiBiase.
yes,
Where
yes.
it was they even said, oh, we got a secret weapon, brother. And it was
Yeah.
Elizabeth taking her skirt off.
Yes, it was. Oh man, such good stuff there, man. And then again, the build up
Yeah,
to
the only week. Oh boy. What event was it SummerSlam or was it Survivor Series, the gobbledygooker?
Survivor Series. Yeah.
No, gosh, that was so bad.
Yes, it was. I don't know who the hell's idea that was, but yeah, definitely one we could throw out.
That was probably Vince Russo, man, the bastard. You know,
Oh,
Brother Love
man.
didn't come up with that stuff.
No, definitely not.
Man, I tell you what, to this day, he is still the best kayfabe writer that the company has ever seen. Pritchard.
I agree, man. And another one of my favorite angles with Hogan growing up, and this one here was kind of on the serious side, man. When Sergeant Slaughter came back as an Iraqi sympathizer. You remember that, Joseph? And
I
of course,
remember, dude. That was the bloody WrestleMania. Yeah.
that was when that was actually the guy who the Warrior dropped the title to at Royal Rumble 1991. And then it turned into an angle with Hogan, who again, he's the real American hero. And he went on tour to visit all the troops that were over in Iraq at the time because Desert Storm was happening, guys. So yeah, Vince decided to run an angle where Sergeant Slaughter was an Iraqi sympathizer. He had General Ahmad in his corner.
General Akbar.
Yeah, and you know what this
Was it Ahmad?
It was one of them. Akbar, one of them. But Joseph, I don't know if you know this. I want to tell this quick story. There was they were doing a promo in the build up to WrestleMania 7, which was the Stars and Stripes one, for Hogan versus Slaughter, and there was a part of this promo where they put Hogan's shirt on a pole and lit it on fire.
That's right.
Originally, this was supposed to be
The
an
flag.
American flag that Slaughter lights on fire, but the sponsors were not having anything to do with that. And Vince said, you know what? Let's just burn the Hogan shirt. But you can kind of tell by looking at it and the way that they did it. It was definitely meant to be the American flag. And people's emotions were already running high at this angle. And even for myself, even when I was so young, but I had an uncle that was fighting in Desert Storm at the time. So, my family was invested in that war and things like that. And then when we saw they digitally put a photo of Saddam Hussein in the middle of General Akbar and Sergeant Slaughter, I mean, people were just pissed. Joseph, like, how are you feeling at the time?
My dad was pissed because my dad had served 3 tours in Vietnam. And he was like, you know what? I don't really get into wrestling, but I want to see this, Joseph. I said, yeah, we're going to buy it, Dad. I'm telling you. And look. I'll be honest, man. I was still knee deep invested in this, and I was already in a band. We had just gotten signed. There's a band called Dorian Gray. And I'll be honest, I was still knee deep in this thing. I loved it. I loved it, man. And look, I'll go a step further. I thought the reconciliation of Elizabeth and Randy stole the show, man.
Yeah.
I thought that stole the show.
Yep. That was
It
a
was a
really good
retirement
ending.
match. It was a
Mhm.
retirement match between Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man. And Scary Sherry was in Macho Man's corner, and she started just tearing into him after he lost, just humiliating him in the center of the ring. And then there's Elizabeth just looking on in like the third row, and she jumps out of her seat, runs into the ring, and bounces Scary Sherry
Yeah.
out, and they reconcile. And that was so beautiful, man.
That was great. That was great television, man. And to have them get back together like that after Savage loses the retirement match. And yeah, man, that was one of my favorite WrestleManias. I remember watching growing up. And also, a little side note out there, Willie Nelson sings America the Beautiful to open up the
That's
show.
right.
I mean, does it get any more American than that, Joseph? Oh, there goes Joseph. We lost him. I'm sure he'll be back on. Tycho TV, what's going on? Franco Gonzalez, thank you guys for joining us again. We're talking here about Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan, has passed away today at the
What's
age of
happening on my
71.
phone, dude? I keep getting kicked off. I don't know how to use this stuff, man. I'm old.
That's all right. We're only gonna be here for another 40 minutes. I mean, 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But I just had to come on and talk about Hogan because again, he's such a important figure in my childhood, man. So I feel like a piece of my childhood is gone, man. Tough one today, guys, but Hogan's legacy will live on forever, man. And again, we're just sharing some memories of some of the favorite storylines that Hogan was in. And guys, we want to hear from you as well in the chat. Let us know some of your favorite moments with Hulk Hogan down in the chat. We'll read them. We'll talk about them. Yes, sir. We talked a little bit about this earlier, Tycho, about him being in Rocky 3 as Thunder Lips, the ultimate male.
This is the ultimate meatball.
And he comes over to him. Hey, that's the name of the game after it's all over.
Why'd you get so crazy on me out there? The name of the game.
Can we take a photo? Yeah, sure.
And then Adrian is like, oh, geez. You see the photo, and Adrian is looking at him like, what the hell is this guy?
What about his trainer Mickey? Why are they carrying him out? They're not carrying him.
They're not carrying him. How much you think this guy eats?
Right. No one does this much for charity, Rock. Hey, Bob Hope would.
True. Oh man, look, that was just look, I don't care what anyone says. That's my favorite Rocky movie of all time because it showed so much.
Yeah.
It showed the vulnerability of Rocky. It showed the relationship, the real relationship of Mickey and Rocky. And it spawned the maybe one of the greatest movie villains of all time, Clubber Lang.
Yeah. And yeah, speaking of Clubber, Mr. T joins Hulk Hogan in a tag match in the very first WrestleMania against Roddy Piper and Mr.
That's
Wonderful
when I
Paul
first
Orndorff.
noticed how small Mr. T was.
Yeah, compared to the wrestlers, yeah, man, because he looked massive on the television screen and on the movie screen. But yeah, being next to these guys, especially Hulk Hogan, a guy who was like 6'7", 300 pounds. I mean, just a huge, enormous man. Yeah, made Mr. T look small in the ring, man.
Teeny. Man, he looked downright teeny. Man, I tell you what, that's real nice.
I tell you what, Joseph. Yes, Hulkamania.
Chihuahua, man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
unfortunately he's gone.
Dude, honestly, man, yeah, man, I'm pretty torn up about this one, brother. This has been a tough day for me.
Yep, it's a tough one, man. Just to man, I still can't believe it, man. Like I'm seeing all the videos on social media of people, showing some of his greatest moments in the squared circle, and it's still, I don't know, it still seems strange to see Hogan, and then to think, man, he's really gone. You know, um,
Yeah, I didn't even know he was sick, or I don't know. What happened, man?
I think the official report that I heard today was cardiac arrest. But I had been hearing things from, I think Jimmy Hart was kind of, leaking some information to certain people in the media about how, um, Hogan was transferred. I think he was originally in the hospital, but was transferred back to his home. They did it in secret. I guess they were saying it's like in the middle of the night, and an unmarked ambulance and some medical equipment was brought into the home. That's never a good sign, man, when you hear that medical equipment is being brought to someone's home like that. Uh,
Yeah.
but there was no real diagnosis that was put out there of what was going on with him. It
Well,
was
look,
just
he was what, 71? Is that what they
71.
said?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, well, that's 30 years longer than most of these wrestlers, the wrestlers that we grew up watching.
Yeah, for sure. Look at a guy like Roddy Piper. I don't even think he made it to 50, or maybe he might have been 50 when he passed away. Just, yeah, man. It's
Look at Kurt Hennig.
yeah, Kurt Hennig. Too many of these guys.
Yep.
Too many of these guys went too early.
Look at Rick Rude.
Rick Rude, Savage. A lot of these guys passed away really, really early.
Even
Man.
his fruity brother Lenny.
Yeah. Lenny Poffo, Leaping Lenny. Yes, Hogan had a hell of a run, Tycho.
I am the genius Lenny Poffo, the world's smartest man.
Yep.
He would read the poems off the frisbee and throw it into the.
Oh, dude, I remember when I saw Hogan fight Lenny Poffo.
Oh,
Dude, he was
yeah.
making fun of his, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you're a fruity brother.
I believe that was on Saturday night's main event as
Yeah,
well.
you're a little. Well, I saw that one in person too, man. It's like, look, most people didn't realize that they off TV had a lot of events, and
Yeah.
they would rehearse for the big events.
Yep.
And that's how they did it. And so I remember seeing one off TV match between the Rockers and the Brainbusters. And I said, man, when this gets to the big event, this is going to smoke, man. It was by far the best tag match I'd ever seen in my life. It also helped that I was front row, but it was so good. And I loved seeing Marty Jannetty get his ass kicked, man, by Arn Anderson.
Marty Jannetty of the Rockers.
Pancake face Marty Jannetty, yes. I loved it.
Oh,
Loved
yeah.
it with that stupid looking Billy Ray Cyrus mullet.
And Joseph is right, guys. They would do what they call house shows, where they were, not televised shows, but they would go from city to city, state to state, and put on these events. And like you said, they were working up to their main match that would be on, a big pay-per-view, or even
that's how I knew. That's how I knew that the Honky Tonk Man was going to lose his title to Ultimate Warrior in that SummerSlam.
Ah, yeah, that's
because
right.
I saw them a couple months prior practicing, and I guess it was so painstaking for the Honky Tonk Man that they decided to ixnay all of that and make it like a 1-minute match where he just comes in and annihilates Honky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's true, man. I remember going to a lot of house shows.
Because he couldn't wrestle, man.
Nope. He didn't love the business, man. Hogan, people can say a lot about Hogan, and I know there's been some wrestlers who have said quite a few things about his ability to work in the ring, but
they're jealous.
Yeah, Hogan could definitely work, man. There's a match, and again, I believe it's on YouTube. You guys can look it up. Hulk Hogan over in Japan taking on the Great Muta, who was a really good worker. But dude, the match, I mean, you'll see Hogan doing, just things that you never see him do usually in his matches here in the States, guys. It's a good check it out, guys. You'll see Hogan working really good. So he was a
and
good
look,
wrestler.
even just all of the clips that you see on Rocky 3, for a man that size to move that fast and to jump that high was crazy.
Yep.
You didn't see that ever.
No. Nope.
And
Huge.
Rocky, that's why he hired him, because
Yep.
he's like, that was ridiculous. And it's funny, Hulk actually used to tell this story that he was playing around a little too hard with poor Stallone, and he put him in the hospital, man, for a week.
Really?
Yeah, he did that. You know, in that scene where he always throws you in the turnbuckle in the corner, and then he follows it up with the knee, the high knee.
Yeah.
Okay, well, his high knee, which is supposed to hit you right in the gut or the chest, hit Stallone, poor little meatball, right in the face and gave him a concussion.
Oh, I can't imagine getting hit with a leg
Yeah,
that size,
and
man. Oh my
Stallone still
gosh.
hired him.
What about Richard Bowser? Do you remember that incident with
Richard
Mr. T?
Belzer. Yes. Terrible liberal comedian, Richard Belzer. And it's funny, he and Mr. T were on that night talk show, right? Nighttime talk, the late night. And he was like, yeah, you know, I heard it's fake. It looks fake. You know what? And he goes,
Let me try a move on you.
And he goes, well, you want to see? Do you really? And he goes, yeah, why not, man? And he goes, and he gets to put him in a sleeper, right? Or some kind of like neck lock,
basic
or something.
headlock. Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, how hard should I do it, brother? And he turned, and Mr. T goes, man, do it as hard as you can. And he picks him up in like a headlock, and he lets go, and he just falls like a sack of potatoes on the ground.
Yeah.
And he busts his head open in the back, and he sues Hulk Hogan.
Yep. This is just, I think,
I'm
a
like,
week
look,
or two.
the way I thought when I was a kid when that happened, I was like, well, dude, why did you tell him it was fake? That'll learn you.
Yeah.
That'll learn you, brother.
That was just a couple of weeks before the first WrestleMania. They were out promoting the event, and yeah, that definitely made headlines back in 1985. And also around that same time, again, because pro wrestling was becoming so hot, and again, Hulk Hogan is to thank for that, guys. His charisma and everything that he brought to wrestling really put it out there in the main light. But also a guy like investigative journalist John Stossel of 2020 at the time.
Stossel, Dr. Death.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Yes.
Dr. D slapped him on both ears, and he ended up suing the World Wrestling Federation at the time as well for that.
Boy,
but
and Dr. Death, man, got let go as a result, man.
Yeah.
And he was trying to stick up for the company.
He was protecting the business. That's right, because there was a few wrestlers who were disgruntled, didn't really make a whole lot of money in wrestling, and they went to Stossel and revealed some of the secrets to pro wrestling. So, honestly, I don't know what Stossel was thinking by going up to Dr. Death, Dave Schultz, and saying, I think this is fake. And then he gets slapped 2 times on the ear for his trouble, Joseph.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you thought John Stossel just hightail, in the mortal words of Hulk Hogan, brother, you just saw him hightail it out of here, brother.
I sure did.
Hightail it.
Oh, and I wish I still had my old TV and VCR, Joseph, because I actually have that on VHS, that 2020 special.
Oh, I know, man. That was amazing. I loved it. And then you see him crying afterwards. Yeah, I actually have perforated eardrums as a result of it. And well, you know what? That'll learn you, brother.
he's after that, he's sniveling to Barbara Walters. Every time a bus goes by or people talk loud, my ears hurt. And
yeah, well, you know what? That'll learn you. Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
That did nothing to
hey, man, with me saying away. That, can you tell my dad was from Hazard County?
That'll learn you.
That'll learn you. And my dad was
Yes.
a doctor, and he still said that stuff, man. Hey, that'll learn you. Yeah, dude, it was right next to Mudlick, Kentucky.
Ooh.
Hillbilly Jim from Mudlick, Kentucky. There is no Mudlick, Kentucky, dude.
Hillbilly Jim, don't go messing with a country boy. What a song, man. What a character that guy was.
Dude, honestly, man, I loved everything about wrestling in the 80s, and Hogan was such a huge part of that.
Yep.
But
He was the
wrestling
guy.
couldn't do anything wrong. You could always count on it too, man. Like football, dude, I don't want to talk about the Cowboys in the 80s, right?
Oh, no,
But-
no. So we have a request here, Joseph.
So
What happened?
it never disappointed. Wrestling never disappointed and always showed up. Always.
Yep.
You could always count on Superstars of Wrestling, Monday nights, primetime wrestling, with hosted by Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon.
Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah.
And then Saturday night's main event and the Big Four. The Big Four: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, brother.
Mm-hmm. The golden era. Man, for sure.
Never disappointed.
Yep.
Never
Right here.
disappointed. And unlike football, it was all year round, brother.
Yep. No off season. And right here, we have a question here from our buddy Comic Ozzy, where he says, can G Funky and Mr. Joseph give us their favorite Hulk Hogan match? I was too young to experience Hulkamania. Joseph, you can go ahead and go first, man.
Oh my gosh, there's so many, but I'd have to say my favorite was one I saw live, and that was Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker rematch at Tuesday in Texas, brother.
In Texas.
And where Ric Flair comes out and tries to cheat, and
Yep.
Oh man, and you know what? I will say this though, that was my favorite all-time match with Hulk Hogan, because 2 days before I thought he broke his neck.
Mhm.
Right. And so I was so happy seeing Hulkster come out of that tunnel. But then I will say one of the most disturbing matches I had ever seen was on that same card between Jake the Snake Roberts and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ah, yes.
The madness is indeed back. Yep. And you know what's funny? G Funky, I said, hey man, I think they showed my brother on TV that day. We made a poster for that event.
Yeah.
And G Funky found it.
Yep.
On his video.
Joseph told me the event and everything, so of course I had to go back and look for it, and I found it. I sent the picture of it to Joseph.
That too, and I at the time, because we just got let go, man, I cut my hair and I had a stupid Marty Jannetty mullet too. Now I was wearing my Cincinnati Reds cap, and man, he found it on TV. We were right there on the floor.
If any of you guys have the Peacock, where WWE Network is on, just look that up. Tuesday in Texas, and you'll see that match that Joseph's talking about. And the sign, it's like a neon green sign that him and his brother made, and they're right there.
We really wanted it to stand out, man. And it said the madness is back, and Gorilla obviously put it on air, and the madness is indeed back. Yep. And I will say this. Brain and Gorilla really sold how terrifying that Macho Man Jake the Snake match really was. And I didn't realize it because I saw it live until I'd gotten home, and it was terrifying. Yeah. I was like, man, that match, I was telling my brother, that match really bothered me. I didn't like seeing that. And he goes, yeah, they kind of stretched that out a little too long, didn't they? The torture part, where he's giving him the DDT right in front of Elizabeth. That was pretty sadistic. And then I got home, it was even worse.
On TV.
Because Gorilla and Brain did a brilliant job just selling it, man. And look, I love Gorilla Monsoon with Jesse, but Gorilla and Brain, that's better chemistry than Summerall and Madden, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was great. Those two were one of the best combinations, if not the best combination of
I, I
commentators.
I feel in my heart that they are the greatest two commentators of all time.
Yeah, it's up
Together.
there, man. Yep. Jesse Ventura was a hell of a and he was always on the side of the heels, so that's what made it so good. And same thing with so
But he wasn't as funny as Brain though, man.
yeah, Brain has some fingers.
With the flying jalapeno.
Yeah.
Dude, he was so his ham and eggers.
Yeah,
Dude,
or
to this day, I say ham and eggers all the time.
instead of the Hulkamaniacs, the humanoids.
Yeah.
I'd have to say for me, my favorite match with Hulk Hogan. I mean, Andre, obviously the Andre one was the biggest, but it wasn't like the best match as far as like work goes in the ring. I would have to say, yeah, we talked about it earlier. His match with Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 7, because you could really tell if you go back and watch that.
It was really bloody, man.
If you go back and watch that event on Peacock, you'll see how emotional a lot of the fans were with that angle with Sergeant Slaughter and the whole Gulf War going on and everything. But there's I mean, I could go on and on. An honorable mention.
They showed fans at the Sky Dome crying.
Yeah, and here's another one that happened at the Sky Dome many years later, was when Hogan made his return to WWF to take on The Rock at WrestleMania 18. Now, he didn't win this match.
Look, I'll say this. That is my second favorite match with Hulk Hogan of all time, because man, they showed him love, brother.
Yes,
man, dude, that I forgot about that. That is one of the greatest matches, because Hogan was an afterthought, and they couldn't find anyone to match up who would make a main event, right?
With The Rock, yeah.
With The Rock, and man, Hogan delivered. Yeah, and it was Hollywood Hogan, and he was actually labeled the guy who ruined WCW.
Yeah, and when during that match towards the end, when he kicked out from that first rock bottom, it started to Hulk up. Boy, the pop that came from the fans that night was unbelievable, man. Yeah,
magic, brother.
Comic Ozzy says it right there. That atmosphere of Hulk versus Rock, we're just looking at the crowd going, it was absolutely crazy when he started to shake and Hulk up and then point the finger and wave the finger at the Rock. And oh my God, that was just so nostalgic, man, at the time.
You know what, dude? That might actually be my favorite, except that Hulk didn't win.
Yeah, he didn't go over, but man, the fans, they showed him a lot of love that night, man. It was unbelievable.
It was beautiful, man. That was a beautiful match. Thank you for bringing that up, man. That was was a great moment in Hulkamania history, man.
But unfortunately, Joe, I gotta wrap this up, man. I got some
I know, dude. I know. I'm not going to be going live for the rest of the week because of we're going to be shooting my son Roshi's video.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be taking care of that. We're flying in the crew tonight. They're going to be arriving here about 7 or 8. So I've got to be taking care of all of that for the rest of the week. So yeah, and we don't really have anything in boxing to talk about this week, do we? We've got the last
ESPN
top-ranked event on ESPN, and where are they going to be after this?
Strange, no announcement has been made yet, huh? But
no,
I'm sure we'll be hearing something soon, guys. Yeah,
I hope. And look, if this were still a Bob Arum run company,
this wouldn't be
I would have no trepidation, or I wouldn't worry about anything. But guys, it's obvious that he is not steering the ship any longer.
Yep,
it's Todd DeBuff.
Yep, unfortunately, guys, and that's why we don't have a top-ranked deal currently happening. But Joseph,
we haven't seen a top-ranked star in how long?
Too many years since Pacquiao, I would say, right? Manny Pacquiao,
probably.
Yeah. So, Joe, I'm going to ask you, man, last words here for one of our heroes growing up, Hulk Hogan, and then we'll wrap this thing up, man.
To be the Larry Merchant tonight.
Oh, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a little muffled, but I can hear you.
I'm sorry, brother. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll try to do my Merchant moment, right? Guys, look, Hulk Hogan, today we lost a genuine icon, not just of sports, not just as entertainment, but an era. Like, as a child growing up, he was one of the few guys that you could really look up to because he stood for something. The prayers, the demandments, and the vitamins, right? And he was always pro kid. He was pro America, pro kid. Where have you gone, Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. Oh, man. Like I said, guys,
So
unfortunately,
how
the
was that for a Larry Merchant moment?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to try not to have a Jim Lampley moment here as I give my
Yeah, I was
final
getting ready to. That's why I didn't follow it up with anything else.
my final call off here in remembering the immortal Hulk Hogan. And yes, guys, Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania will live on forever. And we're seeing it today, guys. We're seeing a lot of people from generations younger than myself and Joseph who are paying their respects to Hulk Hogan on social media today, guys. And like I said, man, there's really no other way for me to describe uh what I felt hearing the news this morning that Hulk Hogan had passed away. I really did feel like I
Did
lost
you ever watch
a dear
that
friend.
movie? Did you ever watch that movie, Coal Miner's Daughter, with Sissy Spacek and Tommy Lee Jones? It
No,
was a
never seen
Loretta
it.
Lynn story. There's this scene where she hears on the radio and they're listening to a Patsy Cline song, and that was her best friend. When she was new into the business, took her under her wing, and they became like sisters. And she learns Patsy Cline and her husband and her entire band dead today via airplane crash. And her reaction, dude, mine was just a smidge underneath that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how it affected me, man. I can't overstate or understate how tough this has been. Gee.
I know, man. I felt the same way. I felt like I got punched in the gut. I feel like I lost a friend because Hogan was there throughout my childhood, man. And not to go too deep, guys, but you know, I didn't have the happiest childhood that you could have. So pro wrestling was something that I definitely uh watched to escape from a lot of things that was going on while I was growing up. And Hulk Hogan was at the forefront of that, guys. And he's been with me for my entire life up until this point. Even my kids, my daughter, when I do physical therapy with her to get her to take steps in her pacer to help with her strength. Sometimes I have to put on music to motivate her. And, I put on Hulk Hogan's theme for her, and she absolutely loves that song. When she was in the hospital earlier this year, guys, she was recovering from double pneumonia. She was very sick. And, the nurses were trying to get us to have her, wake up and be more alert and things like that from all the medication and from the recovery process. So I'm in there with her. And of course, I put on Hulk Hogan's theme. And yeah, I start to get little reactions from her because she just absolutely loves that song, just like I do, man. And I will forever be a Hulkamaniac. I don't care what anyone says. I love pro wrestling. I've always had older relatives say, why you waste your time watching this stuff? It's fake. It's this, it's that. I don't care, man. I don't care what you guys think of it or anyone else, man. I love pro wrestling, and I'll always love it till the day I die. And one last time for the immortal Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do when Hulk Hogan and the 24-inch pythons run wild on you, brother?
It cheated. It cheated.
Oh man, for Joseph Heron, G Funky Boxing, guys. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. We're out of here, guys.